Cool. Okay, so welcome to my kitchen. So nice to see, particularly Davina, because she hasn't been onto one of these before. That's very exciting. All right, Leanne and Kelly are both regulars. All right, so what we're going to do today is have a look. I'm going to show you the black limited edition. It is exactly the same as the classic white, as we're calling it now, but it is a pretty, it's a bit of a black beauty on the bench, or a sexy beast, or whatever you want to call it. It's a pretty good looking machine. So without further ado, I'll show you that, and then we will get on to make a few things. If you've seen enough at any point in time, feel free to leave. I won't be offended, okay? But I'll tell you what I'm going to make in a moment. Here we are. Here it is. The black limited edition. I had one of the girls from my team in here before. She was comparing it to the white, and she was saying that, like, on the white, and it'll be the same on your 5, Davina, it sort of looks like there's a clear cover over the white. With this, it's just, well, if you have a look, it's sort of almost a grey color, grey white down the bottom, and then the white here. This is just uniform black color, but it looks pretty cool. They have some cleaning instructions for it, in that wiping down the surface. I'm not sure that I agree with what they've said, but I'll tell you what they said. They just said wipe it down with a damp cloth and don't dry. Now, to me, I would have thought you'd be left with a few more little marks and things on it from just the water, but maybe it is just very much a damp cloth and not a wet cloth. Yeah, so that is it, and we will use it. Actually, I'm not cooking anything today. A little bit of cooked mayo. We'll do the cooked mayo in there, and then you'll see. So when the lights go red, it looks a little bit sinister, but apart from that, it's very similar to the white. Well, it's the same as the white apart from the color. But we're going to go to the white first, because what I'm going to make, I'm just making a few things. There are a lot of people out there making black food to go with the black thermomix. I don't actually want any of the black food. It's not that I don't want it and don't want to try it, but I don't need it at the moment. And the whole zero waste thing, why make things that I actually don't need to use? So I'm going to show you garlic peeled with the blade cover peeler, because I need that in tandoori paste. I've run out of tandoori paste. I'm going to make tandoori paste. I'm going to make almond milk because I need that. And Davina probably makes that every day of the week, but mayo, the cooked mayo, and then coleslaw. So they're just things that we're going to use over the next few days, rather than making things that we're not. So first of all, I'm going to come to the classic white and just show you. So I've got an empty bowl. That is the blade cover peeler. So we had a previous blade cover, but it didn't have the peeling bits on it. With this, to actually insert it, you need to, if you look at it, it's sort of got a bit of a wave. It's across here is a bit higher than across down here. So the high bits go over the high blade, and it literally just clips on like that. Okay, then I have actually got some garlic ready, so we don't need to watch it just doing this all the time. But I'm going to put my garlic in that's got the skins on it. Drop it in there, so it's just literally gone onto the blade cover peeler. Then I need to cover it with water. All right, I can't tip this too well at you because it's going to go over my computer, but I assure you, I've just covered it with water. The garlic is now floating in there. And something else which I've forgotten to get out. When I did it before, just to try to make sure it was actually going to work all right, I didn't put any vinegar in. I put a little splash of white vinegar in because, well, we'll see if this makes a difference. But when I took it out before, it was all frothy on top. Not that it really matters, but apparently this is meant to stop the froth. Same if you're doing potatoes or anything like that. If you put a little bit of vinegar in, it stops the froth. So we've got the water in, we've got the garlic in, we need a lid. So, and then I'm just going to swipe left. So, Davina, just with the TM6, we swipe for the different functions. We've got the scales, the 1 gram increments, turbo, which you have. We also down here have the dough mode, which you have as well. Oops, don't want to do that. Come back out of there. We've got a pre-clean on here, which is fantastic. All these modes have a little bit of information at the top, so you can click on the information and you can, so I'm just going to let someone else in. Hold on. Find my mouse. You click on the information and you can, it tells you how that mode works. And if you don't want to watch that all the time, you can actually, you don't want that to come up every time, you can click it off. We've also got an automatic blend mode. So, you know, for soups and things. The egg boiler is a life, you know, game changer. So actually just put the eggs straight into the bottom here and a litre of water, select how we want our eggs boiled, and it does that for us. We've got kettle mode, which I don't know if anybody else has used that very much. I've hardly used that because I've got a kettle and it's quicker. Warm up mode, great for soups and things. Pop your soup in there in winter. Dial this up to about 80 and hit this, turn it on, and it tells you when your soup's heated up. Thicken mode, you know, your custards and things like that. So you've got the automated custard on the TM5. We've got rice cooker fermentation, that's the yogurt again. Slow cooking and sous vide. Now the slow cooking and the sous vide, you would need this blade cover peeler in there as well. And here we have the peeler. So that's telling us how to use the peeler. But basically, as I've done, you put whatever you're going to peel in there, you cover it with water, and it automatically sets it for 4 minutes. I think you can see that. All right, it's really difficult this time of day with the light. But I did find that 3 minutes was actually enough, so I'm just going to change that down to 3 minutes. Hit this, and then I just turn. Now, it will be a little bit noisy, so what I might actually do whilst that's on is move away and just show you a little collection of recipes that you can use the blade cover and peeler for whilst it's doing that, and then we'll actually get on and use the black. So I'll just get that going. Wait, that's going. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Kelly, these are coming your way. Thought you might need something to help dull the pain of being in isolation. All right, where are we now? Excuse me 1 second. I'm going to have to just get that up. I thought I had this all set up before, and it's okay. So these are the different these are collections with the blade cover. This one is in the US on Cookie Do, and it's showing you some recipes that you can use the blade cover for. So that's obviously the sous vide recipes, sous vide in a plastic bag, or you can use a you either do like a Ziploc bag where you immerse in water and get as much air out as possible, or you can you know, get a purpose-made bags with the vacuum extraction. Peel and mashed potatoes, so you can obviously peel your potatoes in here and mash them. So what I do find is I haven't actually done carrots, so you can actually there's probably a bit of waste in there. So I haven't done carrots. I've done beetroot, and I have done potatoes just to try. We don't really use a lot of potatoes. I haven't tried the ginger, but I figured actually pull those little lumpy bits off. That would probably work quite well. The turmeric I think would be really good because the fingers. I don't really like using the plastic gloves, so I do end up having to have a you go, you can do that with the peeler. And here's the garlic. This one actually says 1 minute, like slide it from 1 minute, and it wasn't enough, so that's why I've got so there's a few things there, collections there. Use the blade cover for the slow cooking as well. Sous vide. This I've used this one before. That's just amazing. If you haven't made that one, it's really delicious. Okay, I actually see this country out. So that's not logged in, it says. That should tell me where it's from. That's from the UK. Okay. That is a really delicious recipe. All right. Let's go at, well, actually, Sabina, Oh. Can you hear me, Kelly? Can't hear me. Oh, it must be the peeler. Can you hear me now? Yeah, okay. Sorry, it must have been the peeler. Sorry about that. It was just, you know how Zoom cuts out when things get a bit noisy. Sorry. So that was just showing you collections where you can use the blade cover and peeler. Let's go back. Apologies for that. But you got the idea. There's a few things in here, and this one has the peeler modes in it. So what I was saying that you couldn't hear was this one actually says just put it on for a minute, but a minute wasn't long enough. But I like the idea of the turmeric because of the fingers bizzo. All right, let's get out of there and get back to over here and see what's happened. So it's still frothy. I can't really, I can see it's still a bit frothy. What I'm going to do is drain the garlic in the simmering basket just over the sink. So bear with me whilst I do that. All right, I've got to be a bit careful. I put water everywhere. So I don't know if you can see, I've got some that are just going to need to have the skin just pulled off, but I've got a lot of them that are fully peeled. So that's just a really easy way, and that's not, there's no waste in that one. I mean, this is just all my peelings that have come off, but the garlic cloves are whole garlic cloves. Okay, so actually I'm quite impressed with that. And you know, if you get a whole heap of garlic, if you don't want it to grow, you have to actually peel it and pop it in the freezer. So I think that's worth trying. So that's the garlic. So the reason I did that was because I'm going to make tandoori paste. Now on this black one, it's not my Thermomix, so I just put the recipes into. Did I just freeze the garlic? Or put it? Oh, I actually just froze it just as it was, just in a Ziploc bag. And I got, not last summer, the previous summer, I got a whole heap of organic garlic, and I just ended up peeling it all and freezing it and just pulling out the cloves when I needed them in Ziploc bags. So, yeah. All right. So because it's not my Thermomix, I can't log into my cookie two on here. It's head offices, and I think they might be a bit upset if I log out. So what I've done is I found the recipes, which you can do just by hitting the search. And this was tandoori paste, T-A-N, oops, G-D. I've got these new glasses and I'm getting used to them still. Oh, that didn't work. What did I do there? So they're multifocals, so it's a little bit different. Tandoori paste. That's weird. It came up for me before. It may be tandoori is only one O, is it? I don't know. Just see what it comes up. Okay. It's not coming up there, but that's all right because I've actually saved it in my recipes and I bookmarked it. So normally I don't bookmark many recipes because you don't want to have to go through a whole heap of recipes. But just for today, I've bookmarked these so they're easy to find. And I'll take them all out of the bookmarks. I've got to hand this on to someone else to have a look at today. All right, so I'm just going to make tandoori paste. It's something that I normally store in the freezer. A creamy coconut chicken curry with cauliflower rice has 90 grams of tandoori paste in each recipe. So I tend to do it in 90 or 100 grams. I mean, 10 grams is neither here nor there. All right, so we'll start. I'm using an old lid of mine, which is a bit discoloured around here rather than the new lid that was on there, because there's a bit of turmeric in this one and it might discolour it. So I'm doing that. Okay. So on this plate here, I have my coriander seeds. I have the cumin seeds. I have the cardamom pods. They're not black, but I only had green ones. I've got my cloves there. I've got now the Kashmiri chili. I had some Kashmiri chili. Kashmiri chili is not as strong as other chili. And I had some other chili. Andrew went to the source and got me some chili, and he got the really hot chili. So if it doesn't look like it's enough, that's because it's not, but it will be hot enough. I've got my turmeric there. I've got lots of cinnamon. I've got the salt. And I'm going to put all of that straight into the top, and then I'll get the other bits. There we go. So that's all the spices in. Then I've got the brown sugar, and this is actually what I freeze the tandoori paste in. I bought these a long time ago when my mother-in-law was living next door, and believe it or not, that was a big enough portion for her for dinner. So I would make things and freeze them in there. So I've just kept those, and that's what I freeze the tandoori paste in. So it's 60 grams of sugar, 120 of tomato paste, okay. Now, it says 120 grams of garlic paste. Now, I never do that. You don't need to make paste. When you chop up the garlic for a paste, you've got to be very mindful. You can get botulism, okay? So the best thing to do, whenever it says a garlic paste, just put in the equivalent number or equivalent weight of garlic cloves. I've just found one little clove that's got a bit of, from the previous peel, got a little bit of peel on it. So I'm just taking that off. So that's, oh, can't see that. Garlic, I think it's a little bit under, but actually I'll grab a couple from here. So when I was peeling it before, I actually put in 130 grams of garlic, and it had about 30 grams of the can't think what, you know, the cover of the garlic. Can't think what it's called, cover of the garlic, you know what I mean. All right, 80 grams of ginger paste. Again, just put the ginger in. Oops. 200 grams of olive oil. Might be going to get some more olive oil, I reckon. It's good arm workout anyway. Yeah, I'm going to run out. Oh, look at that. Just over 200 grams. Amazing. Then I'm literally putting the lid on, and we're going to blitz it, and that's going to be the paste. It's so simple and all fresh ingredients. 20 seconds on speed 9. So it says transfer into a sealable jar. I told you what I do. I'll do this a bit later. I just divide it up, weigh it on there. So you can actually just pop a little container. Show you what it looks like. I just pop the container on the scale, on the inside here, and I can weigh in. So I can actually go on here. I can get my scales up and do it that way. Or at the end of the recipe, I can then just swipe and get my scales up here. All right, and I'll show you what the tandoori paste looks like. It smells amazing. So there it is. So that will keep us going for a while. All right, so that's the tandoori paste. I'll put that aside and I'll deal with that a bit later. And next we're going to move on and do a new bowl in there. And I'm going to just do the almond milk. Now this is super simple. I've just been soaking my almonds. I'll just drain those out. just got my soaked almonds here. Pop them in there. Keep that, because I need that. And I'm just going to put some water in. I have to say, I generally guess on the water. All right. And I'm just going to blitz that for a minute. Speed 10. Sorry, I just saw Fiona put a little question in there. Where did you get that water jug with the lid? I honestly can't remember, Fiona. I've had it for years and years and years. I'm sorry. Yeah. And Kelly, actually, just looking back, you could actually put it in some oil if you wanted to. That's just what I decided to do with the garlic. All right. Now, I'm going to take that off. We've got everything mixed up, and I'm going to drain that in a minute. But I do know that my mayo, I've got 2 minutes of cooking. So I'm going to swap bowls. We'll get the mayo cooking, and I'll just finish off the milk whilst that's going. So, the advantage of having lots of bowls. It's everywhere. All right, so I'm going to get the cooked mayo started. So again, I'm coming back in here to my recipes to bookmarks. This mayo is fantastic. It is no fail. So it says place a jug on top of the mixing bowl lid and then weigh in 300 grams of grapeseed oil. Little tip here, don't weigh it into a jug, weigh it into the jar that you want to store the mayo in. Then it's less washing up and it's all ready to go. So I have my grapeseed oil there. Set the jug aside. 1 teaspoon of salt. And 1 teaspoon going in there. 30 grams of white vinegar. Yeah, another one. Look, that says 90 grams of tandoori paste. Another one of the jars containers I've used. There we go. 39 grams, 29 grams, 30. So I'm popping my lid on. And this just cooks for 3 minutes, goes to 100 degrees, and I just turn to speed 1. All right, whilst that's happening, I'm going to finish off the almond milk. Now, with your nut milk bag, the best way to do it is actually have it inside out. Oh, sorry, yes, so that your seeds on the outside, it just makes your cleaning a little bit easier. So I just pop that over here. And I'm going to pour in, you'll see what this looks like, the mixture. Go, scrape it all out. Okay. And then you just squeeze. Let it all come out the bottom. So I was just talking with one of the other girls in the team before, and she makes cashew milk. And you don't actually have to squeeze when it's cashew milk, but you can, so there's very, very little residue. It's a very creamy milk. I don't know, Davina, I know you make milks. Do you always do almond or do you do other milks?
No, we do a lot of different ones. I don't use the thermi for almond milk anymore though. I cheat.
Don't you?
No.
What do you do?
I've got an almond cow.
An almond cow?
So do I. Love it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I don't know what an almond cow is.
It's fantastic. So you don't have to strain the nut bags anymore. So,
No,
but if you are doing macadamia nut, you don't need to strain it either.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah.
Cool. And what do you do with your pulp?
Usually you can use it in all sorts of things. So in your biscuits or slices or, yeah.
Do you dry it out first or do you just use it?
Just whack it straight in the fridge.
Yeah, me too. I've got a whole collection in the freezer, and I just add to it every time I make it, and then find a recipe that I can use it in. So right, well, an almond cow. Never heard of one of those. You learn something new every day, don't you? So I'm just going to pop this into here. It looks nice and frothy though. Hope I don't pour it everywhere. Froth on there. So I aim to try and get one container full with this. So we have it, there we go, I'm just a bit over. Anyway, there you go. It's pretty easy. For those of you who don't have an almond cow, it's pretty easy to do it this way as well. All right, let's come back to our mayo. So this is our cooked mayo. You can see the lights have gone. Oh, can you see the red on the lights? It's really hard on this. I said the lighting in here is really difficult because if I pull the blind up and let the sun in, you won't see a thing. Let's see if I can get a bit closer. But you can just see the red there. Yeah. I think it looks like Darth Vader. That's my thing. All right, in a small bowl, crack 2 eggs and set aside. I've done that. So they are here. And turn the speed select to speed 3 and follow the next step. So the good thing about this is you can use it for, pregnant women as well, because it's cooked. So I'm just going to add the eggs in the top. So that's literally the vinegar, the salt, and the eggs. And then we're going to, it says reinsert the measuring cup in. So we're going to actually add the oil to the mayo. And over 1.5 minutes, I'm going to gradually drizzle the oil in. So speed 6. Just going to stop it because I've finished and it sounds good. So there you go. It's great mayo. Honestly, before I had this recipe, I didn't actually make the mixed mayo. Don't buy it. But this is such a good one. You can adapt it. You can, put mustard in it. You can put garlic in it. You can put, chili in it. You can do whatever you want. Curry powder. So many beautiful curry powders and things. And different flavorings. You could probably do, put a taco flavoring in there. All sorts of things in there as well. So it's a really simple, easy mayo that's very flexible. Can use it in lots of ways. All right, so I'm going to put most of that into this jar. And again, a little trick you may or may not know. I know most of you experienced Thermomixes. You can pop your lid upside down on there and it will act as a bit of a funnel. And again, always scraping down to the bottom and then scraping round in a clockwise direction so that your spatula hits the rounded side of the blades. And it's really interesting because just before I used the TM5 spatula. This is the TM6 one, and it's got a flexible tip. I'll show you in a minute. And it's actually much easier. I'm going to leave a bit in there because I need mayo in my coleslaw. That's probably just about right. So I've got, a good jar full of the mayo. There, and so it's a really delicious mayonnaise. So that's that one. And last thing. Black's getting a good workout. All right, so again, I can use these 3 dots. I can cancel the recipe. Yeah, and I'm coming back into my bookmarks here, and I'm going to just do the coleslaw. Super easy. It's really funny. Andrew just loves coleslaw, and we just finished a batch. I said, do you want to have something different? No, more coleslaw. So here we go, more coleslaw. So I've got my carrots. It's not necessarily 100 grams. It's whatever my carrot is. I've got green apple. I've got some red onion. Some recipes, I was doing something before. I think it was the zucchini slice I made a bit earlier, and it didn't actually, it said 150 grams of onion, but didn't come up with the scales. Now, I know that an onion is usually 150 to 180 grams. And I wouldn't really worry, I'd just put that in anyway. But if it doesn't come up with the scales, again, use these 3 little dots, pop your scales on and use them. I'm just putting this in anyway. I really don't mind how much it is. Less the better for me, really. I'm not that keen on the onion taste. Yeah, so you can just click out of it and you're back in your recipe. 200 grams of cabbage. I've got a bit of red. And I've got some white. Again, we're a bit over there. Pinch of salt. Pepper. There we go. 2 tablespoons of the mayo. We left the mayo in, no cleaning of the bowl, great thing. And it's asking me to just insert the spatula through the hole. This is a little video. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but we can play it. Just showing you what to do. That's plenty of video, I reckon. It's pretty self-explanatory anyway, but it's going to pop where's my spatula from? Here it is. Pop your spatula in the top. I'm going to do exactly as it said, and it's 2 seconds on speed 4. Two seconds is not very long at all. Straight down the sides. Yeah, I haven't did anything. You know what? When I'm doing this, I generally put it up to about 4 seconds. That's still a little bit chunky in places there, so I'm going to do another round of that. I'm just going to go back. We'll do the 2 this time. Still a bit chunky, but that's the good thing. You can do it how you like it. So I'll do 3. Okay. And you can just repeat that as many times as you want, but that looks pretty good to me. So I'm happy with that consistency. If it's too chunky for you, you just do it again. But there we are. Black bowl for the black Thermomix. Okay, so that was really, 3 new messages. Hang on, see what I've missed down here. Okay, thanks, Kelly, for that. Wonderful. All right. So anybody got any questions, you're welcome to come off mute, ask questions. Anything else you want to see? The black is basically the same as the white. It's just black. So anything else? I'll stop recording if you like, and then we can just have a chat.